And we welcome you to Adelaide, where the Road and Plate Palm Rack Golf Series finishes their season. We crown a champion tonight. I'm Joshua Coppernoll. I'm joined by Adam Kuhn. Adam, how you doing?
Doing well, excited to be here, Josh, for this race. Like you mentioned, the season finale. I think there's going to be a lot of fun here on the streets of Australia.
Is that where we're at? No, it should be a fun one, that's for sure. Looking forward to this. And so, running a little bit behind tonight because I'm having technical difficulties. I hope everything is sorted. So, that was the reason for a little bit of a delay getting going. But we're here, so let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup. And starting on the pole, is it a shocker that it's Aaron Smith? With Tony Morano going to start to his outside in second. Third place, Dustin Bali. Evan Hoopchak will start in fourth. Actually, Dustin Bali has given himself an EOL for both the sprint and the feature event. Jimmy Moore and Dan Ott qualified in row 3. Matt Slosher and Ryan Campbell qualified row 4, 7th and 8th. And Sean Campbell and Sam Stoner, 9th and 10th.
Laura Wiseman's going to roll off 11th alongside Brandon Carl. Aaron Bray and Chuck Labano make up row 7. Row 8 is going to be Tom Went and Jay Bast. And Chance Manning is going to round out the field starting in 17th position.
So this is the season finale. We do have the bracket still going, which is between Laura Wiseman and Daniel Ott. I see that on the screen right there. So we have 2 drivers going for the finale of the Undercut and Overheard podcast, as well as a few drivers going for a championship. Technically 3 drivers still in the run for it, but Dustin's pulled himself out of the running for that. So it is going to be between Daniel Ott and Ryan Campbell for the championship. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch those two battle it out for the championship position. And, you know, a very selfless move out of Dustin Bali to pull himself out. He wants to see somebody else as the champion. I think it'd be very hard to do in my book, but just a selfless move out of him to allow somebody else to have the spotlight.
Yeah, we've seen him be a contender all season long. He's definitely been in contention to be in this all season long, Josh, and probably one of the drivers we've talked about the most between each race all season long.
And he technically leads the points. And it's very close between Daniel Ott, 1 point behind Bali, and Ryan Campbell, 3 points behind Daniel Ott. So, very, very tight points battle between the two of them. We'll definitely keep our eye on that throughout the night. So, the pace car, it's going to make its way to the safety of pit road. We're getting ready to go racing here at Adelaide for the season finale of Season 8 Road Plate Palm Rack Golf Series. Green flags in the air. We're underway at Adelaide.
Front half of the field, very nice and tidy through that chicane, is going to create a lot of separation.
Oh!
Aaron Smith locking up big time, and that's Jimmy Moore thought he was going to have a chance, and he just ended up going way deeper there in that corner, Josh.
Yeah, he did. Gonna go from second to last. 17th is Moore. And now opens up the door for Slosher to be in second place.
That mistake from Jimmy Moore is so easy to do on a street circuit like this. We saw Aaron Smith just take it easy there, and it maybe opened the opportunity. Slosher with a big hit. That's one of the where we see huge accidents here at Adelaide in the V8 supercars. That could have been a tremendous crash. He's lucky not to get hit again. Another car, Dustin Bally, the nose is torn off of that 24 car. We just saw him a couple corners ago, clean and fine. Something must have happened with Jimmy Moore because Moore got around him. No, unrelated. Jay Bass racing alongside Ollie here.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. Just clobbered the tire bundle, just a little too wide.
Let's look at this gap now that Smith has over Morano.
I was so impressed with everyone getting through that chicane right away. But the rest of that opening lap, a disaster for quite a few people.
Evan Upchak and Sean Campbell. Upchak going to take a peek on driver's left to the outside of Sean Campbell.
Still on the outside for this next corner here. See if we can get the power down on the straightaway as they run up to this very harrowing corner. He is, in fact, clear easily. This is where we saw Slosher get into trouble last lap by. Top 5 get through, unscathed.
Dan Ott right there behind Campbell. Looking for a way around, has to stay patient for now. Ott is in a Campbell sandwich.
Upchak is driving away from this battle.
Oh, a little bit of contact.
Contact in the back of 54.
Would it actually be a Campbell sandwich or a couple of cans of Campbell soup?
I wasn't even just gonna touch that one, but run here from the 18 on Dan Ott, not gonna be close enough.
You know, it's crazy to me that Ott and Campbell are running nose to tail, and of course it is the 18 car, Ryan Campbell, that is battling with Ott for that championship. Sean not making it easy on Ott at all. As Ott is gonna get there. Oh, Ryan around! Just locked it up. Spun out. He's going to get going after losing a few positions. A couple more positions are going to be lost here. Jay Bast.
You're going to blend into the 10th spot right now, but wonder if Jimmy Moore is going to get to him, who has made quite a few positions, Josh. Obviously, quite a few shenanigans in front of him to start this race, but trying to recover after we saw him slide from second all the way to last on the opening lap. As for Campbell, trying to regroup, gonna get a spot here as I think Bray went down pit road or has an issue off track. Aaron Bray just dropped 3 or 4 positions himself. Oh, he's gonna miss that chicane almost there. As we take a look at this replay, he did go off. Just barely with the left sides off in the grass, and it just took him, Josh.
Able to keep it out of the tire barrier just ahead.
Was running inside the top 10. Now battling with Samuel Stoner for a spot there, gonna get past the 65 to get back inside the top 10.
What happened to Stoner? Because he was 6th place entering that last lap. Now he's 11th.
I think I just saw some debris fly off, and he did get contact with the walls here in the opening couple corners. I think something's already happened because he's already back here. Maybe not, because he's racing with Bast. That was just a very Unorthodox corner entry, though, Josh.
Yeah. Some issues there. But now, P11.
A little bit of beaten and battered race car as we see Bray again off track in this final section. This 10th spot will be the pole position in the main event, of course, as it is every week between the sprint and the feature.
Contact!
The chicane.
Oh, big contact. Watch around the corner.
Gonna...
Here comes Slosher.
Surprisingly, we're both able to get back going right away. Samuel Stoner has since towed. Bray's going to continue to try and fight. Slosher now assumes that 10th position, which would, like I was trying to mention there, the position for the pole in the feature race. What a recovery that would be to him if he's able to just get back to the pole after his incident in the opening lap.
Yeah. That is just incredible. Back here, we've got Labano and Chance Manning battling. 12th position. Aaron Bray ahead of Labano and Manning.
I'm impressed with how quickly Aaron Bray was able to get going after that, because those were big hits to the concrete walls.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, big smoke screen here in the final corner.
Jimmy Moore and Tom Wendt.
Jimmy Moore, of course, another guy on the charge back through the field after his opening lap issue right through this section of the racetrack. Just going way too deep into one of the 90-degree corners. A little fishtail there.
Went trying not to let Moore get any draft there.
And these guys are catching that car we just saw dive into this corner, Jay Bast. Only 3 seconds up the road from these guys now, in the 7th position.
Jimmy Moore doing a great job. Oh, he locks it up.
That might have been what the smoke screen we saw last lap was, but saw another one there off the actual final corner this time. Still in front of these guys. Oh, I just heard big crash.
Oh, that's...
There it is, Jay Bast in the chicane. Gonna try and get going
my
in
gosh.
a very hairy spot. Samuel Stoner fresh out of the pits gets around. Matt Slosher as well avoids. Samuel Stoner's trying to get out of these guys' way. He just bails out of it.
That was so much happening all at once there. And now Aaron Bray with the 11th position. I'm sorry, the 10th position. Jay Bast is
right on him. I think we need to see what happened to Jay Bast, because he took a mollywop in that chicane.
I think you're right.
Got right back going. He's lucky he did not get re-emerging into the traffic. Here he is onto the main straight, into the first set of corners. Very tricky, like we've seen all night tonight. Oh. That could have been a lot worse, all things considered.
I don't have a clue.
And Samuel Stoner right there is thinking, oh man, I picked the best time to rejoin, didn't I? I saw him sitting at the exit of the pits when these guys went, or the pack we were watching went by him, but just awful timing. Back to live pictures. Jay Bass losing a little bit of that touch to Aaron Bray. Like we mentioned, in that 10th position now.
And, I was getting ready to say that Bray had caught up to Slosher, and those two were going to start battling for the 10th position, but, I mean, neither one of them had to worry about who was going to be in, who was going to be out of the transfer position after all of that happened, but now it's going to be a case of, is Jay Bass going to get back up to Aaron Bray? Will that be the battle for the transfer position? Or...
As it always is at road courses, Josh, it's just minimizing mistakes at this point.
Oh, yeah.
The way this has gone so far in the sprint race, especially this part of the pack, it's just put clean laps together until that clock runs out.
Jay Bast.
Yeah.
He's closed in. Aaron Bray on the brakes hard. They're side by side.
Yeah, he is lucky not to get in that tire barrier. We saw Dustin Bawley's entire nose get ripped off, just hitting the tire barrier just barely.
Aaron Bray flirting with disaster. Jay Bass getting loose. So does Bray. So does Lobano.
Bass going to drive away on the straightaway here. You just can't mess up again in the chicane. Gets through it pretty well.
A lot of wheel spin going on in these drivers. They're driving hard, trying not to lose any more positions. Oh, Jay Bast! Now this is
someone in the wall.
This is for the transfer, or not the transfer. The
Aaron Bray just disconnected. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, that was
strange. Yeah, he was gone for a considerable amount of time there. For the pole position for the feature, Josh.
Yeah, the invert, not the transfer. The invert.
About to say these guys were about to catch those two in front of him, maybe not, but Tom Wendt has caught Jimmy Moore, all things considered, because those two looked like they were starting to get at it in a few of these sectors. Will it be enough for this battle for 10th to catch him? Maybe not in the final 2 laps.
Slosher has actually caught Wendt. Nose to tail! I thought
sorry.
Jay Bass might have had a moment.
He keeps sliding the rears like he does here in the final corner.
Oh, Aaron
so does Bray, though.
Bray. A little bit more of wheel spin. They better be careful because Chuck Lobano is closing in on this battle, but Stoner, he's not in the battle.
I was going to say, I think he's just going to run through that runoff again. Not quite, but I don't think he wants to become a factor in this.
White flag is waving. Aaron Smith so far ahead of everybody else. We're going to keep our eye right here, however.
This battle is a minute behind Aaron Smith right now on the racetrack.
This is absolutely insane. Keep an eye.
Oh!
Oh, man.
Someone got the wall. I think there was Stoner, actually, though.
Oh, Bast! Lit those tires up.
This is going to get really argy-bargy here. I think with these 3 nose to tail like this.
Say keep an eye on Chuck Lobano, because if these two make contact, Lobano might be able to drive on by both of them. There it goes. Oh my gosh. How?
They
These
take
guys.
the white flag.
Yeah, these guys see the white flag. Aaron Smith. He's crossing.
Through the final corner.
Checkered flag. It's Aaron Smith. These guys, however. Aaron Bray all over Jay Bast. Oh, Jay Bass really flirting with disaster. Aaron Bray, here he comes around the outside of Jay Bast. Now Aaron Bray in that pole position.
That was frankly inevitable the way Jay Bass was just stepping that rear end of that car around every corner. But can he get him back? He's been aggressive all race.
They're going to be side by side for a brief moment. It's actually a lot longer than a brief moment. Lock up from Bray. Jay Bass went wide. Somehow they're still side by side. Chuck Labano right here. About to come into the final corner. Side by side. It's going to be...
Ow.
Jay Bass. Aaron Bray getting 11th. Labano 12th. Oh my gosh.
Jay Bass with the inside advantage there into the final corner with a lot of momentum down to the straightaway.
That was incredible. And we still have the feature event. We got a word with Aaron Smith, but before we do that, Palm Rack Golf delivers classic styles in a modern fit that allow you to move seamlessly from the office to the course to hanging with friends and family. Visit palmrackgolf.com today to browse their collection of fine golf apparel, including polos, pullovers, pants, and more. I'm out of breath. But Aaron Smith, the final sprint race of the season, you are victorious. We didn't see on screen at all during the race. You ran away with it as you usually do. Another great win though. This track, it's different. It's a street course. Walk us through how your race was for you.
Yeah, once I got the launch, it was pretty smooth sailing. But yeah, the rear tires were wearing off much harder than the rest of the season. That'll be interesting here with the extra laps on the race. But yeah, we'll see how that plays out. I'll be taking an EOL, start from the tail end, because I don't really want to mess up this title fight, and it's also going to be my last race here for what I know. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, I hope to end on a high note.
All right. Well, you mentioned it's going to be a lot longer, a little bit of tire wear. I don't exactly expect you to just say your strategy, but do you think pitting on lap 1 or 2 is going to be the move here?
Not here. I feel like if I try that from where I would start in P10 and came out, I'd be back to the tail end of the field in about half a lap, and then you'd have to wait for all the folks ahead of you to make a mistake and pass them, and you can't really rely on that with the guys who are going to be starting at the front, because they're plenty quick enough to make that difference up. So I think I'll wait and see how clogged up the track gets here on the initial start and see what I can make of it.
All right, sponsor shout outs. Who gets it done for you?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the folks here at Road and Play for having me in the last few seasons, the folks at Palm Rack Golf for supporting the championship as always, and y'all for broadcasting, all the folks for watching. Looking forward to getting back at it here in a few minutes.
All right, good luck to you, and we'll see you out there in the feature.
Dan Ford, thank you.
That was Aaron Smith, your sprint race winner, and we're getting ready for the feature event. Now, I mentioned it last week, but we'll mention it again. And a lot of changes coming during this off season. I still don't think I have a schedule for you. I know it's still been talked about for what's coming in the or for next season. But I do know when next season is starting, and that is going to be April 16th. So we are a little less than a month away. And it is going to be on a different network. It's going to be on Slingshot Racing Media. You can find them on YouTube. And I'm going to be out on the track as a driver. I'm pretty excited about that. It's going to be a whole lot of fun for me to be able to mix it up with these guys. Mostly on the speedways, because I'm not doing that, mixing it up with them on the road courses. I'll be racing, but if that's what you want to call it, I'll be out there on the track, that is. Field is getting on the grid for the feature events. We're going to go ahead and tell you the starting lineup, and it is going to be Jay Bast lining up on the pole after what was an incredible battle for the 10th position in the sprint race. It's going to be Matt Slosher lining up to his outside. Tom Wendt in third. Jimmy Moore fourth. Laura Wiseman fifth. Sean Campbell sixth. Dan Ott seventh. Evan Hupchak eighth. Tony Morano ninth. And Aaron Smith 10th. Now, he did say he is lining up in the back. He's taking an EOL as well. So that's actually going to leave Aaron Smith and Dustin Baldy going to the back for this feature event. Aaron Bray will start 11th, and I think that's actually going to put Chuck Labano in that 10th position, with him moving up a row, filling in that gap of Aaron Smith. But Chance Manning, Brandon Carl, Ryan Campbell, and Sam Stoner. That is your starting lineup for the feature event. Remember, the championship comes down to Ryan Campbell and Daniel Ott. And Daniel Ott, he started the race off on the right foot with issues happening to Ryan Campbell. And also the undercut and overheard podcast bracket between Ott and Wiseman. Ott was able to finish a couple of spots better than Wiseman in the sprint race. That's something to keep an eye on, as well as where do they finish in the feature. Can Wiseman continue to I guess I was going to say advance, but you really can't advance anymore. Can Wiseman actually do it? It's going to be interesting to see Wiseman and Ott here in the feature event. Adam, who you got? Who is your pick for this feature?
Like throwing a dart out there. It's Tony Morano is really strong, actually, in that feature. I mean, in that sprint race. Quietly in second place. I don't think we said his name once. And he just ran second to Aaron Smith. I think it's going to be interesting to see him try and drive through this top 10. And if he's able to, stand out amongst the crowd around everyone else who's going to have to fight throughout the field and fight throughout the strategy tonight.
I like that pick. Tony Morano has been a driver who's quietly been up there and has been able to compete for podiums. I'm going to go with Slosher. Slosher has a track position. Slosher is great. Anywhere you put him in any car, I think, yes, a hiccup in the sprint race, but, this race is a lot longer. You got the sprint race behind you now. I'm keeping my eye on Matt Slosher as a person I think is going to win tonight.
One thing I'm going to watch on the start, Josh, turn 4, that heavy braking zone, right-hander, 90 degrees, going to be very dicey like we saw in that sprint race. And, of course, turn number 8, that high-speed flat-out section. It's going to be real interesting with the whole pack here again.
Pace car is in the field. It's coming off the final corner. J Bast, Matt Slosher, the front row. Green flag is waving. We're green for the feature in Adelaide.
Ooh. I believe that was Manning who missed the chicane. Rest of the field clean through the center chicane. They head through 3, now into turn 4. Oh, crash in the back.
I have no idea with who. I see Campbell.
He was
think
one
it's
name I
endorsed.
saw all over the place on the leaderboard, but I couldn't tell what direction.
Slosher all over the back bumper of J Bast.
Aaron Smith has already made it inside the top 10. Chaos back here.
It's insanity.
Campbell, one of them back there locking up. So Campbell nose to tail, like we saw earlier in the sprint race, but a lot deeper in the pack this time. Ball is going to get in between them there, heading into turn 1.
Set. Huh. Yeah, Aaron Smith, though. This is just crazy. Right behind Stoner. Look at this. Battle for the race lead, though. Slosher is there. Staying patient. J Bast makes a mistake.
That's why you stay patient.
Loses the position to Slosher. Slosher is the new race leader. Locking up the tires is J Bast. He needs to be careful as Jimmy Moore is there.
Yeah, that was such a small little hiccup from J Bass. We saw him making a lot of those, to be honest, at the very end of that sprint race, trying to fight for that 10th position. That one little hiccup that led to another small little lockup. Wonder if the tires are going to be damaged here and let Jimmy Moore continue to put the pressure on in the opening laps here.
Slosher trying to drive away. Gapping Bast just slightly. Bast actually might be a little bit better down here. See Ryan Campbell behind Stoner, just ahead of Dustin Bally. Campbell not having the night he wants as Ott continues to run up in the 6th position. Look at this train.
Someone had a huge lock up there in that final corner, and it really compressed everything together more so, I think. Oh, looked like it was Wiseman just a little bit wide through the chicane, fighting with the you mentioned battling in the tournament there. Gonna get passed by Aaron Smith. Maybe caught that inside barrier, just barely. You see that?
Yeah. And I think Stoner might have had a moment. Oh, contact!
I know it gets turned.
Ryan Campbell.
Oh, almost re-merged into traffic there in the background to Tony Morano, and Wiseman goes spinning.
Gonna go back and look at the replay.
Definitely a late move on the 18.
Oh, yeah.
The opportunity was there, that being said, but it's still very ambitious. And it looks like Wiseman just happy with the rear end just swaying there, never had control of it.
Got a couple drivers coming down pit road. Tom Went, Tony Morano. Aaron Smith in 5th place is insane. Dan
Just progressing through the field, one at a time really right now, Josh.
Yeah. Dan Ott right in front of him. That's not what he wants to see. He wants to see him.
Oh,
Uh,
that did not sound good.
no, it did not. And I have no idea who that would have been. But we have a couple drivers down pit road. Jay Bass and Evan Hoopchak. How about Dustin Bally? Currently 6th. Battling with Campbell and Ott. Actually, these 3 drivers mentioned the 3 that had a chance to win a championship. But Bally, if you're just joining us, he's pulled himself out of the running to allow one of these 2 in front of him to win the championship. Bally into the wall. So far, it's Daniel Ott. Dustin Bally came down pit road. Still a long way to go in this race. 25.5 minutes left on the clock. About half the drivers have come down pit road.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see so many people pit so soon. The scary thing is Aaron Smith is within 10 seconds of Matt Slosher and neither one of them have yet to pit.
Yeah, I agree. And Aaron Smith was the fastest on track that last time by. Slosher, the
And,
only driver to turn a 127 uh, lap, though. Everybody else 128s or higher.
and right now, the biggest benefit for Aaron Smith, clean track in front of him until you get up to Jimmy Moore. Oh, 7 seconds up the road. 6 seconds up the road.
You see Slosher and Moore way off in the distance in that last shot. Battle for 8th between Lobano and Bast. Side by side, Bast gonna get around Lobano. Oh my. Evan Hoopchak. Also right there with Chuck Lobano. Oh, contact! Chuck Lobano. I don't know what happened to him.
Had nowhere to go. Oh, got the wall. Whose Hoopchak had nowhere to go.
Oh,
Oh, got the inside wall. Wow. Turned it
inside.
too early.
Yeah, I got the inside wall, which put him in the outside wall, and Evan Hoopchak. A lot of damage. Those two drivers have had some issues between themselves before. And can't imagine that could make matters even better. So Jimmy Moore closing in on Sean Campbell. Moore has completed his stop for fuel. All over Sean Campbell. It's for the 6th position. Moore's gonna take the spot from Campbell. Campbell actually gonna come down pit road.
Yeah, and Jimmy Moore's probably going to be upset with that. He's probably going to feel like he lost a couple seconds being stuck behind the 54. And as soon as he gets by Campbell, he ducks right into the pits immediately.
Moore being very aggressive with those curbs. Jay Bast started this feature event on the pole. Currently P7. The top 5 drivers have yet to come down pit road. Everybody else has made their trip down to pit road to get some fuel. Jimmy Moore has gotten around Samuel Stoner. Some more. We know Moore is good.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see where he's going to shake out in relation to Slasher and Smith after these pit stops. I was going to mention last time by that Aaron Smith hasn't really eaten up at Matt Slasher's advantage, but that is now no longer true. He has carved out a second in the last lap.
Their lap times last time by were very similar. It was a 129.9 out of Slosher, a 129.8 out of Smith. But you're right, that gap between them is shrinking. Field pretty spread out right now. Is Stoner coming into pit road? That's just going to leave your top 4 drivers that have yet to come down pit road. Slosher, Smith, Campbell, and Ott. Nine tenths is how much faster Smith was than Slosher that last time. 129.1 to a 130.0. Aaron Smith is on rails.
Almost every race we see him in this season, in this league, honestly, he's just so good at managing the tires, making them last throughout the entire stint, and being able to go fast at the very end of a run when no one else can, and even running some really fast times that no one else can run in general when you're on the very end of the tire stint. As these guys continue to stay out another circuit around.
$16.50 left on the clock. Telemetry says there's 12 to go. That was Aaron Bray already a lap down.
Could have been massive, though, for where that happened.
Oh my goodness.
He's lucky it kind of just settled him down. We see a lot of times those tire packs just shoot a car back into the racing line.
And I think Aaron Smith, yeah, normally he would have went a whole lot wider.
And there wasn't a whole lot of reaction he could have done. Obviously, just the trajectory of where he pointed the car once he landed, but by the time he saw that car, he was already diving into the chicane.
Yeah, great awareness there out of Aaron Smith. And, I mean, all around, heads-up driving. That could have been really bad, as you mentioned.
Surprised that doesn't lead him down pit road as these guys continue to get close to the tail end of the field that is Slosher and Smith. Campbell is going to pit from the 3rd position, though.
Still has yet to come down pit roads. Top three, Slosher, Smith, and Ott. Your drivers that have yet to come down.
Of course, watching the title fight as well tonight. As you keep mentioning, Josh, and Campbell going for it tonight. See what that's going to be like now that Campbell at least has at least one lap difference on the strategy.
Dustin Bally is down pit road as well. The gap is around 5 seconds between Slosher and Smith with, well, on-screen telemetry says 10 to go. There's 13 minutes, 45 seconds.
And Jimmy Moore is not catching these guys. The gap has stayed roughly the same, if not grown a little bit, to that fourth place car, the one we were tracking, who's already pitted and marching through the field as the rest of these guys peel off.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Moore's not on fresher tires because it still is only fuel only for these drivers, which, you know, all season long that's been the norm. It still kind of surprises me in a way, especially, you know, hearing that this track, it is so abusive to these tires, but it takes so much longer to change tires in this car than it does for any other NASCAR stock car that we see in iRacing. Twelve and a half to go in the season. Oh, Brandon Carl spinning out right in front of Aaron Smith. Actually, in
Kind of
front
what I
of a
was
few drivers.
alluding to about these guys just getting their pit stop in before something could happen. Right in the middle of the racing line. Wow, race leader Slosher barely got through there. That cut into his lead quite a bit, Josh. Obviously, Smith starting to run him down, but that hampered things. Blind corner, he doesn't know where to go. I guess I'll go here.
Wow.
And he was not having things in his benefit at all with the 54 Campbell right in front of them as well throughout all of that.
And Slosher's going to come down pit road.
Gonna hand an empty track to Aaron Smith.
That's dangerous. Oh, and third place runner, Dan Ott.
Ooh boy.
Oh, my.
That spin might be very crucial in this championship, though. He's going to duck straight
Oh,
into
my
pit road.
goodness.
Hoop shot gets into the back of Bast. They somehow both save it. But here comes that championship threat to Dan Ott. Might just went out the window spinning out there because Campbell just flew by him and he's not even to his pit stall yet.
Campbell does need help. He finished several spots behind Ott in the sprint race. Of course, was a couple of points behind Ott as well entering the night. So Campbell, he needs some help.
They are separated by 20 seconds on track, but he does not have that help. That is 0 positions right now. He needs to hope this batter in front of him, Evan Hubchak and Jay Best, does not get argy-bargy yet again, and he can maybe put some points between he and Dan Ott, who looks like is going to just merge out back in that 7th position, 1 spot behind Ryan Campbell.
Also, your race leader, Aaron Smith, is down pit road. We're going to see where he comes out compared
Matt
to
Slosher has a 10-second gap over Jimmy Moore, the third car we were watching in this fight. Slosher, main straightaway, cleared. This is going to be a fight to the finish, I think, Josh.
Oh, yeah, it is. Slosher is going to want it. Smith is going to want it. You heard him say he would love to go out on top. Final race for Aaron Smith as they are putting an iRating cap with everybody grandfathered in that's already in except Aaron Smith. Aaron Smith, I mean, we could spend a very long day talking about all the wins he has in Road Plate, Parmac Golf Series. An incredible stat sheet. And if you are Matt Slosher, you would love to say you beat Aaron Smith, but this traffic here is going to make it a little difficult. Oh, Brandon Carl around again.
I was just about to say it's going to be difficult for both of them, as we saw Campbell get in between the two of them. Slosher's going to be lucky Brandon Carr was in front of him when that happened and not right behind him or right directly in front of him and scare him.
Yeah.
Aaron Smith is driving that thing right now.
And the gap is still about a second between Slosher and Smith. It's Aaron Bray ahead of Slosher. Has some tire lockup. Aaron Bray gonna get out of the way for both Slosher and Smith. This gap, it's 2 seconds now between Slosher and Smith.
Yeah, Slosher, a really good set of corners there, able to put the power down. One of the most important sections of this racetrack, that long straightaway, the build to turn 8, getting through turn 8, and of course the next straightaway. A lot of time can be gained or lost there. We've seen that all night. And right there, it went the wrong way for Aaron Smith. Really hasn't been a strong suit through that section tonight. He's been so much faster to these guys through the city section where it's all the 90-degree corners. See if he's able to regroup here as we head toward that section in the final minutes of this season.
I'm gonna ride on board with Aaron Smith for this lap.
You can see it there, Josh. He's not letting the rear of the car skate around as much as Matt Slosher through that city section, but Slosher, such a great turn 7, just gets the momentum down into turn 8.
Looked like he really started to close in on Slosher there. Issues through the final corner. Just under 4.5 minutes left here in the feature event. Smith is there. He's closing in big time.
It sounded like Slosher went way wide in turn 4.
My. Smith might have had a small mistake there. Slosher needs to focus on hitting his marks, staying in rhythm here. You cannot afford a mistake with the league's best breathing down your neck. We have just over 3 minutes remaining in the race. 3:05 to be exact. Oh, Aaron Smith! He's going to loop it! Aaron Smith hits the wall.
He's going to keep his foot in it. Grab a gear and go. Grab a gear and go. Hang on to P2. You got 14 seconds back. Don't worry about it, man. With the season you've had, with the road and plate career you've had, grab a gear, go, try and run him down.
Wow.
That was, I hate to say it, Josh, I was waiting for that to happen. He was just stepping out really wide through turn 3 off of that chicane. I really thought he was going to clobber the wall there, not mess up in the chicane. I think we need to look at that again real quick. I don't know how that car's not beat up more than it is just the rear panel just did a little damage.
That is absolutely incredible. How in the world it wasn't worse?
On the gas the entire time it was spinning around too. Probably what saved it from bigger contact was keeping it revved up like that.
You could tell it is hurt as he is losing so much time. Look at that rear end.
Wonder if he got the wall into turn 8 because it wasn't flapping like that when we cut away. Still wasn't pretty, but you're right, he is definitely not up to song at all compared to how he was at first after this issue. He might be even in danger of holding on to the second position.
You're right. It's, there's less than a minute left in the race, but he's going to have to go around the track another time. Meanwhile, Matt Slosher, he has Tom Wendt directly in front of him. Through the final corner. 10 seconds. We will have one more lap. The white flag waving for Matt Slosher. He is still behind Tom Wendt. Absolutely driving away with it is Slosher.
What a performance tonight. To rebound the way he did, like you mentioned, after a little bit of an issue in that sprint race, up front in that sprint race, but an issue right away, was able to rally back through all of the shenanigans around him in that sprint race to be in the golden position for this main event, or at least a pretty decent spot for this main event. As he goes through turn 8, the corner that got him in the sprint race, it's been no issues for that 400 car in the main event tonight.
Yeah, he was my pick to win. I thought he had a really good shot at the win. That battle with Aaron Smith did not make it easy. Still has a couple more corners to get through. Smash Slosher. He is through the final corner. On the front straightaway, the checkered flag is waving. It's Matt Slosher taking the win in the season finale of season number 8. And Aaron Smith, a heartbreaker after being right there with Matt Slosher. About this battle for third between Moore and Hoopchak. It's going to be Moore. Hoopchak Campbell in 5th. Dan Ott. Basic math tells me that even though 2 positions behind Campbell, I think the sprint race definitely helped Dan Ott, and so I think Ott is going to be the champion. We'll have to officially wait for the points to be updated. What a race.
Crazy night between the sprint and the feature. Street racing is some of the best, and I never thought I'd see 87 stock cars in iRacing handle a street course like this as well as they did for the most part. But that was a lot of fun to watch. I really didn't know how I was going to play there with the strategy throughout. Like we always say, it feels like Josh at the end of these races.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and take a look at our unofficial race results tonight. Oops. Yep, that's not going to do it. And it is Matt Slosher taking the win here. Aaron Smith in 2nd. Jamie Moore finishes 3rd. Evan Hoopchak 4th. Ryan Campbell 5th. Jay Bass 6th. Dan Ott 7th. Sam Stoner in 8th. Laura Wiseman 9th. And Tom Wendt finishes in 10th. 1 lap down.
Sean Campbell is going to finish 11th. Brandon Carter classified 12th. Aaron Bray 13th. Dustin Baldy 14th. Tony Morano 15th. Chance Manning 16th. And Chuck Labano is going to round out the field tonight at Adelaide.
And we're going to go ahead and do interviews. And Adam, I'll let you take our 3rd place finisher here, Jimmy Moore.
Hey Jimmy, it's the guys in the booth. You got us? Uh-oh.
There you go.
Got us, Jimmy?
I do. How's it going, gentlemen? Finally, I get to talk to you guys this season.
Doing well. Wondering how you're feeling after a podium run led a lot of laps there tonight.
Yeah, that was this whole season has just been such a nightmare. Um, to finally get a decent result out of this that wasn't on a plate was super, super good. And to do it in the last race of the season, we've got the UNO Bracket Challenge Live sponsor coming to a head here. We've got the championship coming to a head here. Honestly, I think it's kind of fitting that I wind up on the podium here.
Well, it was fun to see you up front in the mix. Glad to see you really fight all night in both the sprint and the feature. What was it like, first of all, in that sprint race? There was a lot of chaos throughout the entire pack once we got going.
Well, I ran out of talent in turn, I guess that's 3, whatever it is, after the terrifying chicane. Feel like if I hadn't done that, I probably would have brought it home 2nd or 3rd, maybe right behind Tony. I had the pace for him, but I just messed it up, got brought back way to the back, had that issue with Chuck there, and then just picked them off one by one. It was really an attrition race, and man, what an attrition race it was. It seemed like nobody could keep their car clean. Wound up coming back to 7th, so I'll take that. And then in the feature, it was just, I knew Jay was having a rough night, so it was just keep Jay close so I can capitalize. And I knew I didn't have anything for Schlosser, and I knew Aaron was coming. So just kind of take it easy. Get to the end, build a gap to the people behind me.
Mention how fast the 400 and the 70 cars were. What was your strategy ultimately? Was it just to pit when you did, or were you thinking about possibly stretching it as long as they did?
I had a really bad lockup the lap that I pit, so I decided I was going to pull in and, let the tires get a little bit of a break, and I think that worked in my favor. Obviously, I just had nothing for the top 2, but, tried my best. I really thought 3rd would work out. I thought I kind of had it on the cards until I almost gave it away in the last couple turns there with Evan. Man, we were talking on the radio right when that feature finished, and that was fun. That was a fun little battle with Evan. I can't speak highly enough of him. He's great.
Well, any additional final thoughts to round out the season, and any more shout outs and sponsors you want to thank for our season
Adam,
tonight?
I thought you would never ask. First and foremost, I want to thank you guys, Joshua, Adam, JCTV. You guys have been fantastic. It's been great to have you guys on board. Josh, can't wait to race against you next season. Adam, hope you hop in every now and then too. That'd be great to get you guys on track. You guys have been fantastic. All the love in the world to you guys. Second off, Evan, once again, Palmer at Golf. Me and him are putting together some really, really cool stuff for next season. We're going to have giveaways. We're going to have incentives for showing up. Next season is going to be awesome, and I couldn't do it on my own, so for Evan to be willing to step up a little bit more with Palmrat to make all this happen is going to be a lot of fun for everybody. I can't wait for it. Nextly, I want to mention, I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that I got married on Tuesday. So shout out to my lovely wife, Sarah. I love you. Can't wait to spend forever together. That's going to be awesome. I do this little podcast called Undercut and Overheard. We sponsor a bunch of stuff here. We sponsor the bracket this season. We'll be sponsoring a bunch of stuff next season. You'll see our logos everywhere. Check us out on Instagram. We have a link tree there. It's at Undercut and Overheard Pod. We do a lot of really cool motorsports content for MotoGP, F1, IndyCar, NASCAR. Would love to have you guys in there. All welcome. We are all about inclusivity and showing you that motorsports is for literally everybody. Shout out to my co-host, Meeks. She's actually the person that married me on Tuesday. Shout out her. Love her. She's the best. Yeah. Dustin, thank you for putting this on, man. I'm glad we could put on a show in the last race for you guys. I know it was a damn show, too. That was a lot of fun. So thank you guys once again from the bottom of my heart.
Congratulations, Jamie.
Thank you.
And congrats again on the run tonight with the podium finish. I can't guarantee we'll ever be Wheel to Wheel at some point next season, but I can't wait to share the track at some point.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's going to be a great time, guys. See you guys soon.
That was our third place finisher, Jimmy Moore, in the number 12 to round out the season here in Adelaide.
And I got Aaron Smith. Aaron, I wasn't so sure I'd be talking to you. Said you were going to start in the back, and it was a very quick drive up through the field. But walk us through those last couple laps.
Yeah, the tires were burnt off before I even went into the pits to cool them down. But I came out right behind Matt. I knew I had the pace on him because I was about 13 seconds back at my worst. I was able to close it down to about 4 before the pit stop and came out about 2 behind and just roasted those back tires a little too much. The glare in turn 1 was especially bad there in the last few laps as well. So I overstepped it, forgot my braking point, missed it, and had to oversteer the car to compensate. Just got crossed up over those curbs and lost it, but still able to keep a P2. Put on a hell of a run just to get up there, so it was almost a success.
We watched your onboard, and it looked like you just kept your foot right in it during all of that. You hit the wall with the rear end. How was the car driving after that?
It was pretty bad. Like iRacing did pretty well getting the aero stuff, like the damage and things like that, the effects of all of that set. So, I don't know how realistic it is, but yeah, to have the spoiler messed up like that and the car was not rotating well. Well, it was rotating a little too much around those corners, so yeah, it was pretty miserable there. I'm glad I was able to keep P2.
Well, one question that I have asked you so many times before. Sponsors, shout outs, who gets it done for you?
Oh yeah, I'd like to thank all the folks at Road and Plate for putting up with me over the last few seasons. I know I've said that quite a few times myself, but yeah, this will be I guess the last race I'll be here. So I wanted to go out on top. I was just one step too late, but it's all right. I got 48 more of them. But I'd like to thank all the folks in the field for putting up with me, having a lot of great races over the past few seasons. There was a lot of fun tracks in the schedules, and I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next for them. I'd like to thank you all for broadcasting, all the folks for watching. Looking forward to getting back at it whenever I show up next, wherever I am on this channel.
You know, Aaron, I actually have one more question for you, and this is not something I usually do after asking sponsor shoutouts, but out of all the wins, what is one moment you look back on?
That is a fantastic question because I have absolutely no idea. Like I've been here for about a year and a half now, and it all seems to blend together when you run as many races as I have. But yeah, just overall, it's a great group, a lot of great racing. Had quite a few folks in here that could throw punches with me on a weekly basis, and I feel like we'll see a few more next season. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Maybe that's what I'm looking forward to the most, just seeing the racing from the couch.
I'll tell you, my favorite moment, my favorite Aaron Smith moment, was you calling it about wanting to lead lap 1 after restarting 10th at Nürburgring.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's definitely up there. I enjoyed that race.
Well, it's been a pleasure watching you, and wish you future luck with whatever happens. I'd love to see you race again. I can't say that if we're ever on track, I'd be competing with you, but it's been a blast, and congrats on all your success.
10-4, thank you. It's always a pleasure.
That was your second place finisher, Aaron Smith. Adam, I believe you're in victory lane with Matt Slosher.
Hey, Matt, you got a copy?
Hey, yeah, I'm here. How's it going?
Going well, probably not as well as yourself with a really good win tonight here in Adelaide, recovering after what had happened in that in the sprint race.
Yeah, it was nice to bounce back from that. Luckily, I was able to limp my busted car to ninth in the sprint race and take advantage of the invert, which was very beneficial because Aaron was the faster guy, and I think if he got in front of me sooner, he would have sailed off into the sunset. But I had the advantage of starting at the front of the field, and he was reeling me in and catching me, and we were going to have a really probably fun battle there at the end. And it was a bummer that he got caught out by the curb. I was talking to him about it, how evil that curb is there on those first couple bends there. But nice to bounce back and get a win here at what's becoming one of my favorite tracks. As difficult as it is, I really like it. So fun to get a good result there.
Yeah, this track was a lot of fun to watch all night long. Let's talk about that sprint race again real quick. Mentioned getting back up to that invert position. It was just chaos all around you. A lot of guys other than yourself with battered and broken cars just trying to limp it to the end. what was it like just trying to salvage something and then ending up right in the prime position or close to it?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly I was on my way to pit road, and then I thought about it, and I was like, I think if I limp this thing around, I could pick up some spots if other guys have trouble. And I was like 4 seconds off the pace. The steering was bent, and I had to hold the wheel at like 11 and 5 o'clock to get some kind of like normalcy in how I was driving. And yeah, guys were just. It seemed like every other turn, someone just got caught out into the runoff or something. And before I knew it, I was in like 11th, and I was like, I think if I can get one more spot here, I'll be in good shape to hang on. And I ended up ninth after a few others had trouble. And yeah, obviously that was big. I mean, I'm not sure I would have been able to win this coming from further back in the top 10. So, it's a little bit of luck and good fortune for sure, but also, just a lot of fun battling to try to get there. It's a fun little ripple, like you have something to kind of race for if you're in the middle of the pack, and a little kind of reward to give you a head start, and the feature is a really cool kind of like layer to it. So luckily I was able to do that in my busted up car and battle the other busted up cars and get what I needed there.
And like you mentioned at the end of the race, the what should have been a battle with Aaron, you guys were in heavy lap traffic right around the time of those pit stops for fuel. Were you worried at all when you saw him emerge right behind you, essentially?
Yeah, I was very worried. I was like, I did not have much of a gap, and you know, I think I pitted at just the right time because my tires were red hot before that, and I was like, I have to pit now and try to cool these tires down. And luckily, it's like a 25-mile-an-hour pit road. You have a nice slow kind of creep to get those tires cooled off a little bit, and he came out right behind me, which was scary, but the car immediately felt better, and I was like, I think I can. If I just don't make a single mistake, I think I can. I think I'll have a chance, and maybe I would have. Maybe he would have just been better, but like I said, it would have been really awesome. But I mean, this is such a tough track, and he was definitely doing his thing to try to catch me, and just got that curb just nailed him the wrong way. So he's obviously one of the best in the league and best guys I've ever raced against. So sad to miss out on a head-to-head battle there, but we still had a kind of indirect battle, just not side by side, door to door. But yeah, it was really cool.
Lastly, who do you want to shout out and thank, and any sponsors for that number 400 car to end up on the top step tonight?
Just want to thank Dustin for hosting the league. Looking forward to next season. Thank you to Palmrad Golf for sponsoring. And thanks to everybody for racing and making it a really fun place to race. And thank you to JCTV and yourself and Joshua for bringing the action on YouTube and being great broadcasters. It's been really awesome racing with you underneath your guys's view from the booth. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, congratulations again on a pretty exciting win here tonight in Adelaide, Matt.
Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate it.
That was our race winner here in Adelaide, Australia, to round up the Road and Plate Palmrad Golf Series. And I got to interview the winner in Victory Lane this week because Josh has found a better spot to find an interview.
That's right, up on the championship stage. 20 starts, 1 win, 8 top 5s, and 17 top 10s. The win was back in round 3 at Mexico City, but Dan Ott, it doesn't matter. Tonight, you are the champion. How about that?
Man, I don't know how I did it. I don't feel like I was, ever the fastest at any point, but I guess just consistency works, right?
It was 12-point gap between yourself and Ryan Campbell for the final points position. And you're right, consistency is the biggest thing when it comes to point racing. Just being up front, and tonight you had some issues. Ryan had some issues, uh, but you were able to get it done. Um, just how was this race for you? What was the mindset? Just knowing that you were going for a championship and you had a very tiny buffer over Ryan coming into this one.
Man, it was tough, especially I barely knew the track before we came into the session. I wanted to practice more, but work has been absolutely insane this week. We hit a tornado and hailstorm last week, and I'm helping clean it up. So, but yeah, I barely knew the track coming in, and then, man, that the heat race went pretty okay, but it felt like they kept the same tires on for the final race. Like I was on ice that entire race. It was tough. It was just everything I had not to crash the thing. But I know it's not worth it to take tires either, so it was a tough call.
One other thing is not only were you going for a championship, but you were also going for the undercut and overheard bracket challenge final tournament between between yourself and Laura Wiseman, and so you got that as well. You're walking away with the championship, and I believe it's $50.
Yep.
Yeah, $50.
Yep, 50.
So, what are the emotions like for that as well?
Honestly, I wasn't thinking about that at all. I figure if I can get the championship, that's most important thing to me. But getting both is awesome. I didn't expect that at all.
It's been a great season. What moment has stood out the most to you?
Definitely the win at Mexico City. I love that track. I haven't had a whole lot of, chance to race it, but even watching, Xfinity Series back when they raced there the first time, 10, 15 years ago, it always looked like a fun track to me. And then we finally got it on iRacing, and I had a blast there. But yeah, it was a great season. I'm kind of disappointed we're not going to be going to the 87s again next year. I love the trucks, but the 87s are just so fun. It's you got to wrestle that car around the track the entire time.
All right. Well, one last question. Sponsor shout outs. Who gets it done for that championship winning number 29?
No sponsors or anything, but I want to thank you guys for doing this awesome broadcast. Thank Dustin for running the league. Thanks Jimmy for the bracket challenge, and then Evan for the title sponsor. But yeah, looking forward to next season. Hope it's a good one.
I have one quick question.
Yes.
What was your favorite paint scheme that you ran?
I gotta go with the Menards. That's the only reason I brought it back this week, because it got me the win. Yeah, I love painting too. So my goal was to have a new one for every race, but I just didn't have the time this week.
I really liked seeing pretty much having a different scheme every race. It was always interesting, like what it was going to be this next race.
Yeah, I had the dream of the Outback Steakhouse for Australia. That's the joke. But I just didn't have the time to make it happen.
That's all right, in spirit.
Well, congrats on the championship, and I look forward to racing with you next season.
Yep, looking forward to it. Thank you guys.
And that was Dan Ott, your season 8 champion here after what has been an incredible season in the Road and Plate Palm Rat Golf Series. So Adam, it's been a long season. Uh, what has been your favorite moment?
Man, I'm not sure. There's been a lot of fun races to call in the booth. I had a lot of fun calling Daytona just a couple weeks ago. Talladega was, of course, fun. Was that last week?
Yeah.
Um, going to like the fun tracks, Suzuka, Motegi, all these. Of course, tonight was a really fun race on the street course here at Adelaide. Just going to these unique tracks has been not eye-opening because I know what these circuits are. Maybe not for you, but I'm sorry. Um, but seeing stock cars race around these tracks and the pure aggression that we see lap after lap, night after night, just no matter if it's lap one of the sprint or final 5 laps of the feature, these guys are just giving 10 tenths every lap.
Yeah, it's been an incredible season, and I've absolutely enjoyed being the guy that is, well, I guess one of the guys that's been able to call this series for last several seasons. I'd have to say my favorite moment, if I were to pick one, was Ryan Campbell breaking through at Fuji. You know, we had that three race stretch of going to races in Japan. Ryan Campbell was really strong the week before at Suzuka, getting the runner up finish behind Aaron Smith. Um, and it was, I felt like it was at that moment not a question of if, but when. And Ryan Campbell quickly made that happen the very next week at Fuji. It was a great race, great performance by Ryan Campbell, and I think that was really just the moment that stood out the most to me. Um, but so many great races overall. Mid Ohio was such a fun race as well. I don't believe you were there with me for that one, uh, but that was such a fun race that I enjoyed being able to call a race at again. Um, Aaron Smith taking the victory in that one. But yeah, I mean, overall, incredible season, and I, I'm really like, I'm really sad to not be the guy that's going to be calling these races anymore, especially alongside you, Adam. Um, but I'm really looking forward to the future, and I know that next season, Slingshot Racing Media, they are going to be absolutely insane with the broadcasting, and I'm really looking forward to seeing um, them take over as broadcasters, which will allow me to be out on the track. So that's going to be a whole lot of fun to be out there as well with these guys. Um, so yeah, and actually, tomorrow night I'm calling a race with Slingshot Racing Media. Going to be joining them on Friday nights for the next several weeks. This is a lead play-by-play guy for New League, so um, definitely check that out. Slingshot Racing Media. Follow them, subscribe to them on YouTube. Um, their channel looks insane. I haven't spent a whole lot of time looking at it, but it's light years ahead of what I can make happen here. So, but anyway, trying to think if there's anything else I'm forgetting. I don't think so. I think this is where we wrap it up. So, as always, I want to thank everybody that made this possible. Palm Rat Golf, Evan Hoopjock, um, Dustin Bali, the drivers, and the fans. Because this wouldn't have happened without you guys. None of it would have happened without you guys. So thanks to everybody. And all the incredible people I have been able to call these races with throughout the last several seasons. And Adam, I really appreciate you stepping up too. I know it wasn't quite supposed to be with you full time, but I do appreciate you stepping in and kind of becoming the full time color commentator with me. That's been a real blast getting to commentate with you again. So, on behalf of Adam Kuhn and the entire outstanding crew at JCTV, I'm Joshua Copperl signing off, saying so long, stay safe, and we will see you next time. Take care.